Alright guys, what's going on? Emo Tempest here, and we're going to be doing something new. I decided I'm going to start reviewing these when we get them to kind of like a first impressions, reactions kind of thing. So this time we're going to be doing the newest one, card of the week, Hein. I'm really excited about this one. Well, I think it's a good card overall, right? Like I don't know how people feel. It's just every time I see good dark cards or good light cards, I always think that the mono dark deck is the dream. Like the mono dark deck dream is real, and it gets closer and closer, so it really makes me feel good about it. But yeah, before we start, make sure to check out Happy Little Hug Factory. Definitely going to be doing their Opus 10 pre-order soon, so get over there. Next, so yeah, we have Hein. Discard one card, name one element. Hein cannot be chosen by summons or abilities of the named element, and doesn't receive any damage from summons or abilities of the named element this turn. So it doesn't seem, well, he doesn't change elements, right? He's not like Camelot. He just chooses an element and is immune to it, which is really nice too as far as damage goes. Yeah, it doesn't receive any damage, right? So that includes battle damage, effect damage, and any other kinds of damages, which is nice. And then he has a action ability for 3 CP and tap. Choose up to 2 characters, dull them. You can only pay with fire CP, ice CP, or lightning CP. So right off the bat, he has the same color restrictions as the Chaos from Opus 9. So again, like I'm not saying. So my main idea for the mono dark deck is obviously Earth support. Which isn't really going to go with this, mainly because of Tilica. But what's cool is that we could discard other dark cards for his first effect, so we don't end up having to like get, really brick. We don't get to brick, have a hand lock on our cards. So he does open that up a lot, which I enjoy. But yeah, the Fire, Ice, Lightning thing seems cool. Obviously, Fire and Ice are probably the most relevant choices for this, mainly because they have synergy already. And if we're going back to the Chaos, Fire does the 5k, Ice makes you discard, and Lightning just breaks a monster, I believe. So this card is gonna be very splashable in certain decks. I don't know if it'll outplay maybe Camelot or anything like that, but again, we'll see how the mono dark idea comes up. So let's go ahead and do a little skim through this. Hello everyone, second appearance in the series. So Kageyama's here today, and I'm really glad he takes the time to do these. It's really nice. So he talks about Zonde in the previous one, and then he goes a little bit over Hein the Mage here. If you played again, how he would have Barrier Shift, and Barrier Shift would change his elemental weakness, and you would have to scan him and go over that. And then when we already went over the card a little bit, I don't remember. So I probably haven't played 1, 2, and 3 enough, or I can't remember the last time I did, so I'll probably have to go back and check that one out, like always. And then here he talks about some of the useful cards that might go with this. So I like the idea of the Shivas, right? We can end up. So see again, these are the 3 colors that he talks about, that Fire, Ice, Lightning. And so we have those. Ifrita, we know we've been seeing a lot of Ifrita lately. So the more Ifrits or Ifritas you have in the break zone, the better this card gets. And so he will be able to go in a fire deck with that. So what's good is you can only pay this with Fire, Ice, or Lightning. It doesn't have to contain all of them, and it doesn't. So you can just put him in a mono fire deck, mono ice deck, or a lightning deck. So he's gonna help out there too. But yeah, so Ifritas makes it able so you can use all your abilities. The Gilgamesh for the Gilgamesh deck. That would actually be cool. He can fit into the strongest sword idea too, right? Like just all forwards and stuff. And then the Shivas, this one gets more damage from the Shivas. Now, off the top of my head, there isn't too many other things I can think of, other than like pitching monsters for like Orianger or like Gao monster recursion. So things like that. Obviously, Scions too. You can bring back something with them. And then what else? What are some targets? I don't think we have anything that like currently, other than these probably, that benefit the most. I can't think of anything right now. Again, these are first impressions, guys. I'm trying to like just give it to you the way I see it off the top. And then he goes, finally, as always, let's look at a few cards, which is the ones we talked about. Um, yeah, and another good thing about this ability is that it allows you to discard dark elemental cards. Yeah, so that generally these cards cannot be used to generate CP, so often they can be a bit of a headache. And he asked us, what do we think? And I found this, as I'm reading this now, I hope he'll provide inspiration for a new deck. It's RB's turn next week. It'll be a character who has an ability that relates to a certain job. See you next time. So all in all, this card is pretty good. I'm really trying to think of other ways we can abuse him. You know, putting stuff similar to like more. Who knows though? Maybe we're getting something else like that requires more stuff in the grave. Something like for every monster or something. Let me see. It might also help us get us to our targets, right? So, Golbez is another, right? The more cards in our break zone, the lower his cost is. So that could be an idea. But all in all, I think his best thing is to free up. Aside from making himself untargetable, obviously, you can free up, the dark cards in your hand in a dark deck. But things you have to think about too, I guess the downsides to him, obviously, is Fanfre's still a thing. Fanfre and Veritas are going to be still played. I doubt you'll drop him out, obviously, by himself if you can avoid it. He is designed to be on his own, but against those matchups, I wouldn't do it, obviously. And then there's always the EX burst thing, right? You would have to prematurely choose a target, choose an element. And it's not a bad idea, right? Once you're playing the game, you know what you're up against, right? It's a little harder to read in the dual color decks, but always check the break zone. Make sure you can see what kind of summons they have if you've seen any EX bursts. But if you're playing mono lightning for whatever reason, right? And they're mono water, even mono water, even if they have the Fanfre, right? They have the Chukulane or a Leviathan or something if they're still playing it. You can preemptively go water. So there's downsides to that too, right? Because if you do it preemptively and then they respond, then he's not immune to it yet. So he's kind of he's not completely broken or unbeatable or anything like that. It's just timing, like always. So those are his downsides, I guess. But all in all, he's a solid card. What do you guys think? Obviously, I want to hear about your ideas. Let me know if there's anything that comes to mind with the other abilities here. But yeah, I'm going to be trying to do these every week now. I was going to try to do it last week for the WAF one. I might still just do it for you guys just because I can now, because I'm trying the screen recording thing. You guys can see me and the screen. So, all right, guys, I will see you next time. We're still prepping for Nats. I probably won't make a video till I'm definitely going to be making these videos, but I haven't been able to make a deck profile because I'm just testing stuff right now. It's real. The grind is real. It's next week. And I gotta win. I gotta get there. I gotta get top 32 now at least because of that mat. So, yeah.